Hello and welcome to Tarot Reading for the Higher Self Collective. The Higher Self Collective is the people who are intending to work with their higher self, with the positive energy of their higher self, to be able to direct energy to manifest the life that they desire for themselves. And of course, we're in Aquarius season, not just season, but strong Aquarian energy with that Pluto in Aquarius, right? So that strong Aquarian energy gives us the desire and ability to be able to manifest our personal heaven on earth, or to manifest our dreams in real time. And one of the strong messages that have been coming from my guides for 2024 as a whole is that we begin here now understanding ourselves through our dreams becoming our reality. So you may understand or see that manifestation is happening a lot faster than it ever did before, and how important it is to be really clear and decisive on what it is that you desire for your life. Okay, so this tarot reading is designed for those who are wanting to be in harmony and co-create with their higher self. This reading is for the week of February 11th through the 17th, which I absolutely love those numbers because 11 is a power number. We're starting with a power number, and 17 it equals 8, which is abundance, personal power and abundance through using that personal power. So this is a really big week. Some of the astrology for the week is, let's see, I want to just not get this wrong. So, all right. We have on February 13th, Mars enters Aquarius. Ooh, like I said, big power up towards this ambition that you have been feeling around what you have wanted to create for yourself. Within that, that desire for your personal heaven on earth, the things that you desire to bring forward, that you've been feeling called to bring forward. That's going to be really amplified with ambition and forward movement with Mars. Okay. So then on February 14th, Mars will conjunct Pluto. Now, Pluto's job is to always let you know what may be out of whack, what may be out of sync. I like to look at Pluto, and it's interesting because Pluto's a dwarf planet, right? And the furthest one takes 250 years to orbit the sun. And so I like to look at Pluto as sort of like that rock in your shoe. Like, it affects the entire body. It affects the overall performance of the outcome and how you're feeling while you're doing something. So if you kind of got a rock in your shoe, you're going to notice it. And so that's what Pluto's job is to let you know, hey, as you're moving forward with your own desires, your ambitions, with manifesting your dreams into your reality, what may need to be tweaked a little bit, which would create like an out of sync. And if something's just a little bit out of sync, if it just continues on, it's going to get farther and farther and farther away from what you desire, what you want. And so it's about bringing yourself right back in quickly, with that Mars energy conjuncting it. It's going to show you pretty quickly what you need to adjust, an adjustment. There we go. That's a good term for it, adjustment. And then on February 16th, Venus enters Aquarius, and Venus will just sort of soften all of that, bring you back into this sense of luxury to be able to create, the sense of love with what you're creating, and really be able to appreciate the adjustments that you had been able to make with the Mars Pluto, and then with Mars herself wanting to, or himself. I don't know. Is he male? Aries is male, but whatever. So it's that forward moving energy, and it's powerful, really powerful. There's a lot of Mars energy this year. So if you'll find out here pretty quickly on my channel, I use languages that are consistent with tarot, with law of attraction, with numerology, astrology. I just kind of bring it all in because that's what's fun to me. That's what languages I tend to speak. And so if that resonates with you, I look forward to providing some readings that are going to be really insightful. So with this collective tarot reading, what we'll be doing here is looking at what our higher self has to say, or the collective higher self in general terms has to say about the energy that we are going to experience for February 11th through the 17th. Okay, so I'm using gold foil tarot deck. Um, Magnificent deck, just is so bright and wonderful here. So I'm trying to shuffle these without being too loud on the microphone there, but asking the cards to show us what our higher self would like us to know about the energies of February 11th through the 17th. Okay, pretty powerful energy coming through. Like I said, powerful. It just feels strong. It feels like strength at this point. Okay, we're starting out strong. All right. So the first card up is King of Pentacles. Now, this is somebody who has used their wisdom to grow their empire. All right. So now I just want to say right here that us still now being able to manifest our dreams. This all really started last year in the spring. And so we got a really big clue, almost as if you could reach out and touch what it was that you were wanting to bring forward and what's possible for you. And so now we gained a lot of wisdom with that huge retrograde season the end of last year, right? Really strong. And now this powering up. There's been a lot of purging to power us up. And so we've learned already about I think that what we're talking about here is strength and confidence within ourselves to be able to move forward now. And he's actually he's already created it. So if you want to say like we're looking at this now in the terms of our higher self, okay? When it comes to the creation process, if you have been able to identify it, whatever it is that you're manifesting through thought, through your mind's eye, it is done and it is created. And I feel really strongly about that message coming through this King of Pentacles. It's done. It's yours. Your empire is ready to be manifested in real terms, in real life. Now, the second card up, again, pretty powerful. We got kings, which makes sense with that Mars energy, right? That powerful move through you, get it done, get in there and work with it, okay? We now have the King of Cups. So again, with manifestation, emotional stability in your manifested life, okay, about your life. So that it doesn't matter what's going on around you. This is like the energy of, yeah, it may be rocky out there in the world. It may be turbulent. Some of the things that I'm witnessing, maybe from other people around me. There's can be a lot of like ups and downs, backs and forths, uncertainty, and yet inside of you, there is a stability and a knowing that peace is abounding. And that's what's important for you to tap into, to be really peaceful in the knowledge that everything that you have desired, many things that you have already desired, have come into your life and you're currently living. That's another way to really be able to gather peace and appreciation within yourself, is to be able to recognize what has already manifested in your favor. And yes, of course, there will be more to manifest. Always, there's always going to be more. And that's been being produced by your higher self, and their emotional stability, your appreciation for what has already come and what you get to live now, and knowing that that more is on its way. Okay. So now we have the ace of wands here. Brand new opportunity. So what aces are is something that you've never experienced before. So if we take a look at the three of those together, what's manifesting through you is this opportunity. Okay, wands are about their fire energy, they're about opportunity. Again, that Mars energy of moving forward, but being able to experience, they're about experiencing something brand new. Something new. Okay, never before been experienced by you. Total level up, massive level up this week. Okay, so now, right after that, we're getting the Four of Cups. Okay, so the Four of Cups talks about any like it may be a sense of a blockage, a sense of not good enough, a sense of even apathy. Like, why should I believe this now? Why, how is now actually any different than any other time that I have tried to believe what was coming in for me? I believed it then. I got excited about it. It didn't really manifest. And so what's different now? It's sort of like I'm not even going to get thrilled about it. And yet it's trying to be delivered to you. And what are cups? Emotional satisfaction. The cups are what holds the emotion. And when we have cups upright, it talks about emotional satisfaction. So it's sort of like blocking off your ability to be satisfied with where you are now. Okay. So, okay, let's think about that. Let's think about that now in terms of that Pluto Mars conjunction. What's not working? What don't you want? What don't you want to see? What's the, hmm, bear with me here just a moment. Not necessarily what you don't want to see. It could just be as simple as what's not working. Could have you feeling a bit stubborn about what's not working and even a little bit stuck. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. That's an interesting one to have. I mean, again, we've got Pluto, Mars conjunct, and Pluto, like I said, is going to show you what's off. But it may have you feeling a little bit like, yeah, I knew I couldn't believe it. All right, so let's oh my God. Right after that, here we go. The 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is the promise or even the experience of blessings after a challenging period. Okay. So I think that what we're feeling here is what we're feeling from this Four of Cups here. And next to that 10 of Cups, I would have to say feels a lot like looking at past experiences. Again, that message of it didn't work before, why would it work now? And if you can allow that to let go, allow yourself to say, hey, today's a new day. Just because it turned out like that in the past doesn't mean that I'm working within the same energy. I've grown a lot from that. I've learned a lot from that. And if I can ask or if I can notice what is in fact working, it will bring you right past that energy of being my heart being crossed off there, right into the blessings that are abounding around you and opening yourself up to happy home, happy life, an enormous amount of emotional satisfaction with your personal life. Emotional satisfaction, again, I have to say, is the key to being able to let the energy pass through your body in order to manifest your life, because everything in your life has been able to is a mirror or a manifestation of the energy that you're holding inside your body, right? So allowing yourself to notice maybe what's off without going back into old energy or old expectation, or letting yourself like let go of hope for a bit. This is a promise that it's all going to work out in your favor. Okay. All right. Let's keep going here. Another fascinating card. All right. So we've got now the Six of Swords. Six of Swords. See the choppy waters there? You see the I'm backwards here. See the choppy waters on this side of the boat? I can't do it backwards. See the choppy waters on this side of the boat? And then the calm waters, and it's open skies and calm waters. I've got this lint. Sorry about that, guys. I've got this and so we have here Um, with the Six of Swords, this is where you bring all of the wisdom from everything that you've been through before. This is all of your knowledge, all of your wisdom, everything that's been gained is coming with you. And you're willing to take the journey. You're very protected in this journey. You're being guided in this journey. And this is a journey of deepening that wisdom, or being able to, here we go, being able to use, you're headed to a place. There we go. You're headed to a place where you're able to use the wisdom and knowledge in the best way possible to smooth out the waters of your life, to be living within smooth waters of your life. If you add some Greek mythology into this, what they're talking about here is being able to, and I have to go here for just a moment, guys. I have to. So this is like crossing the river Styx, which is what the river is that surrounds Hades, or the underworld. So, and then a reason I like have to say this, I gotta go here, is because of that Pluto energy right smack in the middle of this. We got that Pluto energy, but we're being told, hey, you know what? It's gonna appear that way for just a moment of like, maybe deflated a little bit, maybe like, crap, it's not as great as I thought it was, right? And yet, if you're willing to take a look, you're willing to take a look at the positive side of things, knowing that you are protected, that you have everything that you need, that you are totally being guided, and you're not afraid to look at the adjustment that needs to be made. Go through that river of Styx. River Styx. River Styx? Go into the underworld for just a moment. Look at the belly of the beast. Look at what's out of whack. Look at that pebble that's in your shoe. Take your shoe off. Take a look. Take a look. Get in there. Get in there. Don't get lost in there. Don't get lost. Don't stay there. It's just a minor adjustment, okay, that needs to be made. All right, let's keep going here, guys. Let's see. Where are we at? Temperance. Of course. Makes total sense. Okay, Temperance card here. Temperance is about being able to have one foot in your material world and one foot in the spirit world. Okay, and being able to, do you see how the water in the chalices, or the cups? Cups. I have to learn how to do this, you guys. Okay. All right. So again, we have cups. All right. We have water or emotion passing easily through. The emotion or feeling that your higher self gives you, blessing your life, seeing your life, and then having a conversation, then bringing that back to higher self. This is eternal progression, okay? And it's very heart-centered energy. Is being able to allow the feeling to pass through you from your higher self, understand, apply, and ask more questions from your higher self to bring more back in. So your higher self needs you in a 3D body in order to expand. Your 3D body needs your higher self in order to expand. It's an ongoing process back and forth. And it's a very, 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 this is a healing angel here. So it's a very healing experience, but it has you continuously growing, and the healing happens through eternal growth, eternal expansion, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. You're always continually expanding. Okay, so if you want to keep up with your higher self, you have to let things go and allow that healing to happen, right? It's just a matter of letting go of what your higher self doesn't believe to be true, in order to let what your higher self does believe to be true now bless your life as you allow that knowledge to come in through your body. Okay, so Temperance is a really powerful card to have here. All right, I feel like I need to shuffle a little bit more here for our next couple cards. All right. Strength. The 8-year. The 8-week. Okay, so I told you that the 7 plus the 1 on the 17th were ending on the strength, on personal strength. So again, This is a massive power up. If you're willing to take a look at the minor adjustment, or even maybe it's a huge adjustment, who cares? An adjustment that needs to be made in your life. All right. Who cares? Every single time you allow yourself to let go of what does not feel good and power up with what does feel good through your higher self, you gain strength. Strength now is the ability. I got a little bit out of blurry there. Sorry about this. Can we? There we go. Okay. All right. So she's at total peace. She's at total peace with the universe and the potentials that come from the universe. All right. That's what the quantum field is full of potentials. It's full of information. It's full of knowledge. And it doesn't, it's not a matter of like being perfect according to the universe. It's a matter of being able to tap into all knowledge that's held within the universe to bring it down and experience peace through answers coming to you. So if you can ask questions, okay. So I want to take this just that step further with the lion here is about facing those fears. Okay, being able to that's what this the rest of this reading was like, you know, or the middle row of this reading. Can I go down into that underworld? And can I do it in peace with my life manifesting in a way that I know is harmonious with my desires? Okay. So she's willing to look at the beast. She's willing to look at fear right in the face in total confidence, in total peace, and be able to ask the questions of the universe to be able to bless her with knowledge of what's next, what's needed. Where do you put your personal trust? Where do you put your trust? One of the messages that I was getting this morning from my guides when I was, meditating and having my quiet morning, I could feel this collective energy around. Okay, there has been so much purging, and there's been so much liberation from what I haven't wanted. Maybe this is liberation around career, and you've left one job to seek out another. Maybe you left a job to pursue business of your own. Maybe you've left a relationship and you are now single. Maybe you have suspended certain types of food from ingesting in your life in order to, move towards more health. There's maybe you have stopped playing into a lot of the dynamics expected from you by other people and have come more into yourself. Maybe you have decided that your finances need more attention in a particular area, more investment in a particular area in your life versus where you had been spending money. Maybe it was on fast food. Who cares, right? Like maybe I was doing a lot of like DoorDashes, right? And maybe I could invest that money in something that's going to help me be a little bit happier. Whatever it is that we had decided for ourselves of like, I'm ready to walk away from this. I'm ready to walk away from that. I'm ready to walk away from the other thing in order to enhance my life. And now there's a lot of people within the collective that are saying, but now what? I walked away from that and I'm feeling a little bit like, what do I do from here? Where does this leave me now? And it's a big difference between having one set way of doing things that you've been doing for a period of time, maybe a very long extended period of time. Let's just use job, for example. When you knew that you had to get up at this time, you knew that you had to be at work at this time, you knew these were the kind of tasks you were going to be doing, you knew that, you were going to be rated on performance that met this mark. And maybe you are, um, and so you knew where you stood. You knew what you had to answer to, and yet something else had been calling you to create, right? So maybe you moved into a business of your own or moved into a different job, but this new experience has you being much more independent than you had been able to be previously. So you purged that because you're looking for liberation, right? We're always looking to liberate ourselves. And so now here I am. I'm liberated of the thing. And I'm like, what comes next? And here's where we have to understand, and we get really, really good at allowing our happiness to be our guide. So if we're looking at, like, again, what's not working too much, if we get lost in Hades, that river Styx, we go down that road, okay, and we go down that river and we get lost down there, we're not going to be able to hear what the angels in the heavens that are designing your higher self are designing and guiding you towards for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. It requires the ability to not look so much that we can't manage our emotions on what's not working, but rather looking at it from a perspective of what is working and what needs to be adjusted. Okay, so we've got to be able to take a look at what needs to be adjusted, yes. But I think that the strongest message here is to not get lost in a feeling of lack or disorientation or lack of motivation, apathy of, like, maybe thinking it's not going to work out, just like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I didn't do the right thing here. We're being asked to not look at it from that lens, or not look at it from a lens that we need somebody else to tell us what to do, but to get really, really good at listening to the direction of our higher self by simply understanding one thing. If I feel good, if I feel confident, if I feel comfortable, if I allow myself to feel at peace, regardless of anything that's going on around me, if I can allow myself to feel at peace, I am now open to be able to hear the guidance of the next step. And in this way, you're taking inspired action. And inspired action is far more powerful than obedience, from an external source, measuring up to somebody else's expectation, doing things out of obligation. Those are not the powers that you hold within you to tap into that God self, that spark of creation. And now it is about you knowing who you are through what you desire most, and allowing yourself to look at what needs to be adjusted in order to, without getting lost, in order to be able to fine tune and fine tune and fine tune what it is that you would like to see in your life be created. All right, so let's end. I can't tell the cards what to do, but I'd like to see us ending even stronger than strength. Can we end even stronger than strength? What's next? Okay. All right. Mic drop. Thank you, universe. Thank you. Literally, achievement. Total and complete achievement. You ran the race. You went down the path. You did the things that your higher self directed you to do. And now you're in this place of total and complete celebration for yourself, for your life, for the blessings for those around you. This is completion energy. And I have to say, here we go again. Connections, dots connecting with 1111. 1111. Okay, so now I want to say something about numerology here. So if you've ever experienced an 11-2 year, which is, when the numbers equal 11, and then you break it down to that, you bring it back down to a single digit, which is 2. 11-2 year. It is all about divine timing. So this, one of the things I think that we need to really recognize here, especially with all this Mars energy, is that we can be enlivened with the fire inside of ourselves. We can be enlivened with the spark of ingenious, okay, with the spark of passion, the spark of moving forward, the spark of going. But the 11 reminds us that no matter how powerful you feel, you cannot force it to happen. You still need to be working within the power of peace to allow things to come in perfect timing. Okay. So it can be, for me personally, Last year was an 11-2 year, and oh my, it felt like every time I would go, then I would have to relax and allow. Go, relax, and allow. Go, relax, and allow. So you may feel a little of that energy happening this week with that 11 being at the beginning, and here this 11-11. Right? That's 2 11s plus the 11s equal 2. And 22 is a very powerful creation number. So it's very powerful. I do not want to burst your bubble on the fact that you have enormous amount of power to create this week. Okay. But I do want to say that you must respect divine timing. Okay. And if you allow things to come to you through the visions of your higher self, and your higher self will give you the exact moment, you will know it'll be unequivocal, and nobody will be able to ever talk you out of. Once you know something through your higher self, it doesn't matter. You don't need to explain it to anybody else. You don't need anybody else to approve. You don't need anybody else to validate. Like, I'm doing this. And when you have that moment of like, I'm doing this without feeling like you're forcing something to take place, you're in harmony with your higher self. Okay. You are in harmony with your higher self, and it is bound to be in, uh, congratulatory, um, satisfactory, satisfying. What is the word? Celebration. Celebration. It is bound to be a celebration of success. It's bound to be a celebration of success. All right. So any final last words? I mean, we did end pretty strong there. I really like that. I really like that. We're going to go dip down into the underworld for a minute, right in the middle of this week. But you know what? We're popping right back out strong. Strength. Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Final last words from the universe. Three of Swords. Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords is a reminder that it doesn't rain forever. Did you see the rain in that card? Can you see the rain coming from those clouds? The clouds will part, but there's something for you to gain when you pull the idea that you're hurt, the idea that you're without, the idea that you are suffering. When you pull those swords out and you stop thinking in terms, when you stop thinking of terms of how this isn't going well for me, stop thinking, look at this. Look at this. Okay, this I just have to say I love this sweater. It just reminds me of a tarot card. It just reminds me of this tarot card. Okay, not a coincidence. The final words here for this week, there is enormous amount of wisdom to be gained from stop thinking that you're hurt. You're only hurting yourself. Okay, so what do I mean by that? What do I mean by, well, you're only hurting yourself? So if anybody who's ever gone through a breakup knows how painful that can be, even if it's somebody that you broke up with, because you know it's not going, it's not happening, it's just not good. It's not good. So you know that you had to break up with them. But what happens is we also tend to have to break up with the idea of what could have been, the idea of that person being in our life. And so after you've completely healed and you can take a look back and say, wow, isn't it magnificent that I could feel that deeply? The hurt even that deeply. You will get to that point. But what I mean by the wisdom is when you can take the storyline, the thoughts. That's why this is a swords card. Swords are all about thinking. That's why this heartbreak is a swords card, is because it's your thoughts that are hurting you. And when I mean like gain the wisdom out of it, use the wisdom of being able to pull the storyline out of what you're feeling. Okay. So telling yourself why you feel this way, and telling yourself how much it hurts. Okay. Now, I'm not saying don't feel it, because you have to feel it, but you can feel your way through it without talking. So you're feeding energy. There we go. Here we go. You are feeding the hurt and perpetuating it when you keep thinking about what it is that's hurting you. So when you can stop telling yourself a narrative and stop thinking and thinking and thinking about what hurt you or what's hurting you and just feel the hurt, you will then be able to feel your way through it. Okay, you will feel your way through it and you will feel your way to the other side, and you will begin to feel the strength that you have gained through walking through that fire. Okay, so it does seem to me that right here in this middle of the week, there's going to be some people that are going to feel a little bit lost, a little bit lost. And I just want you to know that everything happens for a reason, for your benefit. And I know it's not easy to know when you're walking through something, but you will be able to walk through it easier if you can suspend or let go of the narrative. You don't tell yourself why. You don't remind yourself of the circumstances. You don't remind yourself of the situation. You don't remind yourself of the person. You don't remind yourself of any of those things. You move your thoughts in a direction that feel good and allow yourself to feel everything that you're feeling. And you will gain wisdom from that. You will gain strength from that. Okay? So there's a lot going on this week. It's a very strong, powerful week. And it is a week that is going to give you an opportunity to level up. No doubt about it. And you're going to be able to experience something really new for yourself. Brand new. Never experienced before. And it's a positive one. It's coming from the heavens on your behalf. That's your higher self. The Your higher self, the God self within you, delivering you an opportunity that you are going to be able to flourish in if you can walk through the healing version of this week with grace, with dignity, with allowing yourself to feel everything. Do not tell yourself the story of why you're feeling it. Bring your thoughts to something more positive while you let the feelings wash through you. Okay? So really strong week. Really excited for what we gain, within ourselves, the fortitude. Feels kind of like walking through fire a little bit, right? And galvanized or fortified through fire, like when a sword or a tool is brought into fire and then shaped, it's stronger. Fire, fire strengthens us. Fire strengthens us. So we're going to walk a little bit through some fire. We're going to be feeling pretty deeply. But you have the opportunity with Venus coming into Aquarius at the end of this week to be able to bring yourself back to that, oh my God, I'm in love with my life. Look at the direction that I'm going. So it seems like a bit of a whirlwind, huh? Yeah, a bit. All right. Well, please leave comments as you're experiencing this week. Let me know how you walked through it. Let me know when you come to the other side, what you just have recognized that you've gained on the other side of it. I would love to hear about that from you guys. Have a wonderful, powerful week, and I will see you next week.